It's just one decision, basically. One decision that I'm not going to care what people say, I'm not going to care what people think. I like doing this, and so I'm going to do it. Period.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Wankara podcast. I always look forward to having you guys here, and today is going to be another exciting episode. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. But then if you're not new here, kindly like this video even before you hear it, because you know it's going to be juicy. Drop a sweet comment and make sure you share this to someone that this would bless. Now let's get into the video. From the previous weeks, I had an anonymous Q&A session up on my social media platforms, and most of you sent in your questions that you love me to answer, questions across the areas of business, relationship, and personal life. And I got a lot of questions, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So how about you answer with me? Let's do it this way. We're going to make it interactive. If you have something else or something extra to contribute and add to what I have answered to anyone's question, just kindly drop it in the comment section, okay? And we're going to gist from there. So the first question we have here today is, hello GBG. By the way, I'm GBG. I'm the CEO of GBG Makeovers, a professional makeup artistry brand in the city of Calabar. But then we travel to all states, okay? So book a session with us. We're good. So she says, hello GBG. My question goes like this. What advice will you give to someone who has many business and wants to put them on social media? So this question actually relates to me as well, because I have a couple of things going on, and then I've been wanting to, put them out on social media, them have a particular page or something. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If it's a different line of business, put it on social media. Let it have its own page. I know that it's not easy to run multiple pages. That's why we have social media managers, right? So, but then if you don't have the money to afford them yet, but then you want to put these businesses out, start with compiling the businesses that are linked together in a page. And then the other ones that are not so linked, are way diverse and different from each other, you can put them in other pages. You get, for example, maybe you're into palm oil business, and then you're a makeup artist, and then you're a hairstylist. You can combine the makeup artistry and hairstyling in the same page, and then the palm oil, because it's a diverse line of business, it can stand on its own. You can create a different social media page for that. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you so much. So the next question we have here is, please, how do one stay consistent and stop procrastination? I'm sighing because every day I have to battle with this. And I believe that every day everyone has to battle with this. It's not easy to stay consistent. It's not easy in any way. It's not as easy as they say it. But then if you make up your mind that you're going to stay consistent, you will. So every day you wake up is just a new decision by the day. As you wake up, decide that I will be consistent, I will not procrastinate, I will do the things I say I will do. And one of the things that has helped me is that I write out these things either on my notepad or my phone. I don't think a notepad thing actually works, because along the line, I carry my phone to look at my notepad. I might be distracted to look at something else. You get? So our advice that you have a handwritten note with pen, where you're going to write out the things you want to achieve in that day, and then towards the end of the day you can go back and reflect on it, or literally write it out and paste it somewhere in your room or your office, somewhere that is very visible that you cannot ignore. It will help you to stay consistent. If you're to post something, it will help remind you that you have not posted and stuff like that. So I hope I've answered your question, but then if you have any contribution, kindly add it in the comment section. So the next question we have here is, okay, this is not a question. I don't know where to place this, but let's read it. I really love your co-host from during the last episode. I would love to be her friend and learn from her. And I would love it if I keep seeing her on my screen. And from when this question came in, the last co-host I had was Miss Annie. Yes, so Miss Annie, this is for you. Someone is saying he likes your face. I don't know if it's a she or a he, but then the person likes your face and would love to be seeing you on their screen. So you have heard it. Kindly indicate and join the Wankara podcast consistently, okay? So the next question we have here is, my best friend, boy, asked me out, but I really don't see him as a partner, but just a friend. He is my type of man, but how can I love him the way he loves me? If you don't see him as a partner, but just a friend, I feel you should give it some more time. Feelings grow. And probably because you've gotten too familiar with him, that's why you don't want to give him a chance. And I wanted to add that since he's not your spec, don't accept him or don't take it further. But you also indicated here that he is your type of man. So, my dear, it's just familiarity that is limiting that relationship. But then, you need to also hear from the Holy Spirit. If it's not the one for you, you're not supposed to waste time. And also, I usually tell these people, don't date for dating sake. Date for marriage. Don't date who you cannot marry. So look again. Aside him being your type of man, can he be your type of husband? Is he your type of husband? Is he the type of man that you would like to raise your children as their father? Check all of that. Look into all of that again. Is he kind, aside being your friend? But then they also say marry your friend. If you're married to someone who is your friend, there is no limit to the conversations and the kind of play you guys will have. Like throughout your life, your marriage won't feel like work, to feel like play, to feel like jokes, to feel like laughter all the time. But ask and inquire of the Lord and check his character, check his attitude, check the way he gives, literally just check your list, check everything you want in a man, and then review it on him. If it doesn't fit into that, don't go ahead with it. Okay. So the next question we have here is, how did you leave your comfort shell? All the shyness, the ability to face the camera and speak fluent without fear. Okay, this question came at me like directly. It's like a gun pointed at my head because okay, it wasn't so easy at first. It was not easy at all. I just knew that right from time, I've always been the person that likes to talk. Yes. Growing up, I was more like in church, in teens church, a testimony session host, something like that. And I usually used to make it so fun, so fun, like people look forward to. I call it a praise report session. So people look forward to praise report session. Once I come up and I'm talking, they will just be vibing and all. So I've always been that person to talk, but it's a different ballgame when you're talking to the camera. Aside the fact that currently now I'm shooting alone, like it's just me and my phone on a tripod stand, but it's a different ballgame when you're faced with people. So I feel like if you want to conquer this, or how I conquered this, I started off by doing it to my mirror. Yes, I do that a lot. Not just my mirror, any mirror. As long as I'm alone, I will talk to that mirror. I've held conferences, girl. I've held conferences. I've held talk sessions. I've held podcasts. Whatever you're seeing now that's happening around me is basically like a product of what I've been doing in my room, in my secret place. So I've always been a talker. But to be able to be fluent and speak without fear, which is a lie though, As I'm talking to you now, I'm speaking without fear because I'm alone. When I'm faced with people, everybody has that. I think it's called stage fright. It's called stage fright. Everybody has that. You just need to learn how to handle it. So even as I'm speaking to you now, there's some form of fear. I can still stutter, even if I'm not so scared and shaky because there's nobody around, but I can stutter. I can make mistakes. I'm going to edit that part out of this video, but then it's not so fluent as you think it is. It's just that you need to practice. If you want to become this person who will be able to speak to the camera and speak to people without fear and be fluent, you need to do the work as well. I've done the work. I usually take sessions from speaking coaches here on YouTube and across different social media platforms. From the physical exercise to the bodily exercise, I usually do all of that. So if you want to be this person, you need to do the work. But then, how did I leave my comfort shell? It was my decision. It's just one decision, basically. One decision that I'm not going to care what people say. I'm not going to care what people think. I like doing this, and so I'm going to do it. Period. And that's it. I hope I've answered your question. If I did not answer it well, please ensure to ask again, maybe through the anonymous link or in the comment section. Okay? And the next question we have here is, if you were to start a new business today, what would it be? First of all, I'm someone that likes money. Sweetie, I like money. So when I'm thinking of the idea of business, I'm thinking of something that will get me more profits, more gain added to what I'm already making. So if we're talking that, because definitely we should be. So if I was to start a new business today, I'm going to be looking at the lines of videography, and after that, I just started a videography brand. Aside my makeup brand, I now have a videography brand running. We run video coverages for events, parties, whatever, you name it, even shoots, christening, literally. We do all of that. And the name of my brand is Grada Shots, or just Grada. So please do well to patronize my new business. So if I was to start a new business, like I said, videography. Moving away from that, if I want to go into day-to-day needs, I'm going to do cosmetics. Literally. More and more women are coming to the knowledge of the use of cosmetics, either skincare, makeup, whatever. In the line of cosmetics, it is selling. It is doing really well. So I'm going to go into that line of cosmetics because, for the money, I want the bag. Then if I'm going to go away from that line, from the beauty line, I'm actually going to consider fashion designing. Yes. I see now that a lot of fashion designers are making good money. And people of the likes of Ugo Noye, Vicky James, what's this lady's name? Mrs. Prudent, they've opened our eyes to see that fashion designing is not the one we used to see when we grew up. Fashion designing in its well-branded form can bring millions. So I'm going to venture into fashion designing. I will make a good fashion designer. I'm a very creative person. So if I know how to do all of those machine stuff, I would, oh my God. And then I now brand it. That would be a very good business. Also, if I was to move out of fashion and beauty industry, I'm going to consider opening an eatery. If you've ever noticed, people can't do without eating. People can save their money for any other reason, but they cannot stop themselves from eating. And not everybody will have the time, luxury of time, and literally time to prepare food for themselves at home. So that's why I come in, And it must not be big. You can also start from a good place. Not necessarily so small, but from a good place. even if it means starting small, but your branding matters. So if I was going to consider another business, aside fashion and beauty, it's definitely the food. Even if I'm not the one cooking, because I might not have the time for that, but that's where the intellect of getting people to do the work, people to do some work for you, that's where it comes in. So I can get a couple of good chefs to prepare food that will be up to my standard of taste and all, and then I get to sell to the public in a very well branded form. So if I were to start a new business, those will be it. Videography, fashion designing, cosmetics, and food. Yes. So the next question we have here is, okay, this question is actually directed to Miss Annie. It says, Ma, how can I overcome depression? So if there's anybody that I know that should answer this question, aside the fact that Miss Annie is currently absent today, it's going to be me. Yes, because I don't think I've ever been depressed. No, I've honestly not been depressed. Honestly, I've not been depressed. I go through life, definitely. You can't escape life's ups and downs. Even the Bible says so. So I go through everything I go through, even the tough times, the good times, but I've never had a reason to cower and stay to myself for a very long time, and then I tell myself I'm depressed and I eventually say it out to someone. It might have happened maybe way back when I didn't really know God, but now, or 2 years to now, I don't really think I've been depressed, honestly. And my reason for that, like you said, how can I overcome depression? How you can overcome depression, based on how I overcame it, is joy. Joy. There was a time in my secondary school, I attended a boarding school, an all-girls boarding school. I had this incident once that happened that made me feel like the world was going to end on me. I was like, okay, it's time. Let the ground just open and swallow me. But that didn't happen. And that made me realize something. At a very young age, I realized that everything has a beginning and it definitely have an end. Yes. Every situation, every circumstance has a beginning and it will definitely come to an end. It has its expiry date. It will definitely come to an end. So since that day, I've never let any situation weigh me down to the point of depression. And it just started as a subconscious thought from then, and then it eventually grew when I got to know who God was. See, I have joy like a river. I might not be smiling always. I might not be smiling and laughing always. But within me, I have joy like a river. It is flowing evidently. And anyone who comes in contact with me always testifies to that. It is real. So I can never be in a situation that will not make me depressed. First of all, I always like to find out solutions in tight situations. I don't sit in the situation and let it cover me. I stand up and I take action, or I create the next action to take. So depression comes when you hold a particular situation down, you just put it on your shoulders and then you don't feel like there's no way out. That's when depression comes, because if you know that you have a solution to this problem you're currently facing, you won't be depressed about it. So even if it's business, wherever you are, carry your joy. Even if it's marriage, hold your joy. You will need it. And on a daily basis, decide that I'm going to be a fighter. I won't let things weigh me down. It's a conscious and deliberate decision. Every day, that's basically how I overcame depression. Every day, decide that I'm going to fight through today. no matter what comes my way, even if it's a burden. And that's why prayer is so good. Prayer is so good. Have you ever had a pressing situation and you prayed? Like you were at the point of tears or probably even crying, and then you just went on your knees and you prayed, and then you got up lighter than you knelt down. That's the power of prayer. And if you're someone who prays consistently, depression will not have its root in your life. It won't. It will not. So it's a deliberate, conscious decision. And depression is a root of the devil. He brings it so that you can be down and then feel like God cannot save you from whatever you're going through. He can suppress you enough to eventually attack you openly. So depression is a route to more evil. It's a route to more tears. You being depressed cannot save you from what you're currently going through. So to overcome it, stand up. Take the move. Think of the next decision. Pray about it. The Bible says, all ye who are burdened and heavy laden, come to me and I will give you rest. He said, come with your burden, drop it at the feet of Jesus. Take his yoke, for his yoke is lighter. You can't be carrying that burden everywhere. And depression covers you from what's next. It covers you from what's next. So there might be another opportunity standing right in front of you, but because you are depressed or downcasted from the previous one, you tend to shut in on that or be blind to that. So stay open, stay lifted, and stay prayed. That's how you overcome depression. I hope I answered you. We've finally come to the end of today's session. If you have any extra questions that you would like to ask or contributions, like I said earlier, leave them in the comments section down below and I'll be sure to answer and respond to you. But then if you have any more questions, private questions that you would also like to ask, do let me know so I could send you the anonymous link so you could drop your questions there. Thank you so much for sticking and watching this video to this point. I'm sure you were blessed. I'm sure you learned a thing or two. So until our next episode, I want you to stay prayed and keep winning. I remain your host, Miss Grace Essien. Bye.